And we're speaking to Colm Keith from Dublin. And welcome to Australia, Colm. How are you going?
I'm good, Paul. How are you?
I'm grand. This journey along the road to music, it's brought you from North America now to Australia.
To Australia now, yeah. I know it's been absolutely like an incredible journey, and some journey in the last few months and few years in particular. But yeah, in Sydney now. We arrived here yesterday morning. And got the day off yesterday, which was nice to go around and kind of see as many things as I could in one day in Sydney, which I know isn't enough. But yeah, here and absolutely loving everything about it.
To sing and to bring music to the world, especially Irish music, Colm, that must be a wonderful feeling to be.
It really is, yeah. I mean, Irish culture is one thing that all of us guys in Celtic Thunder are very passionate about, and something that we all love. And bringing culture and bringing the Irish music to areas that may not have heard it before is a terrific honour for all of us, and it's an honour that we don't overlook at all. I've always been a huge fan of the Irish language anyway, and singing some songs, like there's one McGill Mar that we did a few years back, and which is a song in Irish, and when you're standing on a stage in North America or in Australia singing a song that's in Irish and seeing the audience singing along with you, it really does mean a lot that you're spreading this culture with you. But it's been a remarkable journey for the last 2 years for me, and I've loved every second of it.
With some of the awards you got at the Dublin Fleadh competition, did that inspire you to do bigger and better things with your music?
I suppose, yeah. I mean, like, it was always, just a dream I had, really. If someone told me a few years ago that I'd be taking singing, something that I love doing, and making it a career, I genuinely wouldn't have believed you. It was always just a massive hobby that I had, and that was it. And by joining Celtic Thunder, I feel like I've been given the golden ticket of a dream job, really. As I said before, it's almost like the cliche of, get a job you enjoy and you'll never work a day in your life. I certainly feel that way, because I don't feel like any of this is work. It's something that I love doing, and the Australian fan base for Celtic Thunder has been incredibly supportive and welcoming to me to the show, and now I get my first opportunity to thank them all in person in the next few weeks.
So, like, while you're here, I know you're a great singer and all that, but you play rugby too. Do you think you might have time to have a game while you're here?
I would love to. Really would love to. It's been a while now since I've played a game, so I'd probably dislocate a shoulder in the first tackle. But I was even on the flight on the way over, looking up the Super League and trying to see if I could get to any of the games out here. And rugby is massive passion for, and I would love to go to a game while I'm here. I really would.
We have a GAI club in Sydney there in Devonshire Street, so there's quite a strong following with the Gaelic football and hurling here in Australia. Maybe you'd contact some of the local clubs and go and watch a game or two while you're here.
Absolutely, would love that. Yeah, I mean, I was brought up playing Gaelic and hurling, so it's very keen sportsman growing up between Gaelic hurling, rugby, and football. So, yeah, I mean, if I was free and we were able to, I would absolutely love to see a Gaelic football game out here.
I know the last time that you were here, Keith's a mad surfer, and I went to see you down in Wollongong, and I noticed Keith with his surfboard and on the bus, so he gets some time to do a bit of surfing while he's here. Yeah. Well, I think he's always trying to find another beach that he can go to. So I've no doubt that he'll be popping across to some beach in the next few weeks. Colm, you play a bit of guitar yourself?
I do indeed.
And you do some duets with Keith?
I do, yeah. I mean, when we were planning the material for Mythology 2 years ago now, it was kind of our producer Sharon Brown, our musical director Dave Monroe went back to the drawing board of what they wanted to achieve with Celtic Thunder and what the future direction they wanted to take was, and they really felt that this chapter 2 of Celtic Thunder, that they wanted to bring out our personalities a bit more and choose material that really brought out our personalities, and so the collaboration was a huge element of the process of choosing the material. And we brought songs to the table, and management brought songs to the table, and discussed everything. I think at one point there was 40 songs to go through, and we really went through everything. But one of the ones that I was delighted to be given the opportunity to sing in the show was The Sound of Silence. Paul Simon, who would be a massive icon of mine, and myself and Keith team up for the duet and Sound of Silence. So we do that in the show, and it's one that I absolutely love singing, and it's been a great reaction to it so far. So looking forward to playing that now in the next few weeks here in Australia.
I've actually watched it on YouTube, that particular song, and it's a wonderful version. It just captures the moment, exactly how Simon and Garfunkel had it,
Thanks very much. Simon and Garfunkel would have been two musical icons of mine, really, growing up. So it's a very surreal experience standing on stage to people singing a song that you've been brought up absolutely loving yourself.
I know that Keith writes his own stuff, She and stuff like that. Do you write anything yourself, Colm?
Yeah, I've done a bit of songwriting in the past. Since joining Celtic Thunder, the schedule's been so full on that I haven't really had time to go back and take a bit of time off and dedicate a bit of time to just writing new material. I kind of plan at the start of each tour. I say to myself that I'm going to be doing it while I'm on the road, and then I get so caught up in the tour and trying to see areas and trying to see as many places as I can while I'm here, that I never get around to doing it. So please God, in the next few weeks and next few months, I'll have the chance to write a few more originals. But at the moment, it's I've never been to Australia, and I think seeing as much of Australia will definitely be number one on the priority list.
The other thing is, say, because you're a recent member, like not many people would know you. Maybe you could walk along the streets at Bondi or Manly or whatever in Sydney, and not many people will crowd you and ask for your autograph, and you're reasonably free, I suppose, to go down to a bar or to go to have a coffee or something like that, and just enjoy the environment around you.
Exactly. It's just being able to get out and see places is something that I've always loved doing, no matter where I was. Certainly, if people do recognise who I am and come over for a picture and autograph, it's such a, I think, you hear some people complaining about that, whatever. I think, maybe if you're massive celebrities, it might be a problem, but it's such a privileged position we're in that we get to be in a position where people know who we are. So it certainly is something that I never thought I'd get used to, and to be honest, it's just one of these things, part of the show that all of us love doing is interacting with the fans of the show. So it's been an incredible few years for the show and for 2 years for me, and long may that last.
The wonderful thing about seeing Celtic Thunder on stage is the energy and the speakers that are like mountains on the stage that echo around the room, and these men and their kilts and leaping onto the stage, and the audience go berserk when you start to sing. Do you find that communication inspires you when you're on stage performing?
Absolutely. I think we feed off the audience as well, a huge amount. So if we go out and everyone starts screaming when we're on stage, well then you definitely you have to be a machine not to get the adrenaline going after that. But as performers as well, it's what I love doing is kind of taking two of the solos that I have in the show, Katie and Edge of the Moon, are quite slow romantic ballads, and I love being able to try and create a mood with those songs and try and just take people away from the busy lifestyles that they might have, and just be able to sit down for a minute or two and just enjoy a beautiful song that I've been given the privilege of singing in the show. So all of us are in such a I know you use the word privilege a lot, but it really is a privilege to be able to stand on stage and entertain for a few hours and take people away from whatever lives that they do have, and just entertain them for a few hours and just have a bit of a fun time.
Like with new songwriters, we have people like Jimmy McCarthy in Ireland, and we have some great songwriters that are emerging. Have you got any particular songwriters like you enjoy?
Absolutely. I mean, funnily enough, you mentioned Jimmy McCarthy. I think Jimmy McCarthy is probably one of my favourite songwriters of all time. It really is, and that's why I think when we were choosing what songs that I wanted to do, Katie, written by Jimmy McCarthy, was one of the ones that David suggested, and I jumped at straight away. I think lyrically is absolutely beautiful, and then he writes incredible melodies and chords around it. So yeah, Jimmy McCarthy would be at home in Ireland, I think one of the best around. And we also sing a few original songs by Brendan Graham as well, who is one of the most successful Irish songwriters of our generation, with massive hits such as "You Raise Me Up." And we sing a few of his Rock and Roll Kids in the show, which won the Eurovision for Ireland. Then we also have "My Land," which has kind of now turned into a bit of an anthem for the show as well. So yeah, I mean, there's incredible songwriters that Celtic Thunder have worked with, but also not overlooking the work that our musical director Dave Monroe has done himself. His arrangements have been absolutely stunning, and he's taken some really well-known Irish songs such as Danny Boy and Carrick Fergus or I'd have Finished Free, and taken a complete fresh outlook on them with really cinematic and dramatic arrangements of them, and as well as the fact that he's written 2 original numbers for Celtic Thunder, one for Ryan and the opening of the show, Voices, as well.
I noticed that, over the years, Celtic Thunder have done works, from songwriters like Jimmy Webb, Neil Sedaka, and even Phil Coulter himself, and it's really nice that you are out there as a voice for these songwriters who are already established, but I mean, to have their songs performed by Celtic Thunder, it must be a big kick too for those songwriters.
I'm sure it is, yeah. I mean, it's for us guys, it's just an absolute, an honour to have a songwriter who wants to write songs for you. I don't think you could ever get used to that feeling. But as I said, if it's a marriage between trying to bring our personalities out in a song, as well as choosing a song that we love singing, because I think there's no way you could do a tour of 80 shows on a tour of North America, or 22 in 5 weeks in Australia, and not love the song that you're doing, because that it'll show after a while. But all of us guys are just singing songs that we really, really love, and bringing part of our personality to it. And as a result, you could do as many shows as you want. Really, I think you still have to put that energy to it, and loving the song is a massive key to that.
With the passing of George Donaldson, of course, the tour is kind of a tribute to George. It's a wonderful thing that you have kept the show going, as they say, the show must go on. And there's, I'm sure there's times when you feel George with you still on the tour. Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, the last few weeks have been some of the, for me, some of the hardest of my life anyway. And, it's been a very, very difficult few weeks for all of us in Celtic Thunder. And we just wanted to be able to, first of all, thank the Celtic Thunder fans for all the support that they've shown, but also to continue and offer our support to his wife and daughter, Carolyn and Sarah, who are also a massive part of the Celtic Thunder family. And, doing a tribute to him was, for the tour, was, I think, the only way we felt we could best, honour and celebrate the life, that the impact he made on all of us, be it cast and crew in Celtic Thunder, and also the Celtic Thunder fans that he had a massive impact on as well. So it's a nice way to try and dedicate a man who did make such an impact on all of us.
It's an all-Irish lineup now, Colin, so north and south of the border. So how do you all get along on and off stage?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been asked that a lot in the past, and I think sometimes you people are hoping for a bit of juicy gossip or anything that, but unfortunately it's the cliche, boring answer that, we really are all genuinely very, very, very good friends, and, we're all just part of the Celtic Thunder family, and you could be anywhere in the world. You could be in Paris or Sydney or New York, the LA, but if you didn't get on with the people who are on the tour bus with you, where you've no room to go for a walk or get out of your confined space, it would be an absolute nightmare, I'm sure. But we're very lucky that everyone does get on really well, and we really are just one big family.
You spend a lot of time, on the road in different countries, and when you're doing that, when you're overseas and stuff, how, do you get homesick?
I mean, there's definitely days where you be it a family birthday or an event going on at home that you're very aware of the fact that you're not around for it. But you really do. I never really like leaving anywhere I go. If I'm on tour, I never like leaving tour to go home. If I'm at home, leaving people there is quite difficult as well. But when you're doing what you love doing, you very quickly, albeit you might have moments of homesickness, whatever, you very quickly get back to the fact that you realise you're in a place that you've never seen before. If you have seen, there's somewhere that you probably haven't seen in the city, and you just get on with it. And as I said at the start of the interview, that if you didn't love doing what you're doing, but then you wouldn't be able to last a few weeks or a few months away. And that's why we all have stayed with it a few years, was because we do love doing what we're doing, and we're in a very lucky position to keep doing it. So it's I mean, there's definitely times you do miss home, but certainly not enough to drag us away from doing something we love doing. And I think we probably miss home more than they miss us back there. I know for me, I have people who are probably packing my suitcase for me when it's coming around. They're sick of me, whenever I go back home. But it's an absolute privilege to be in the position that we are, and just enjoy every second.
You've done some music composition for a piece called Our Little Song.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right.
The lyrics composed by the Celtic Thunder fans. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, that was just something fun that we thought we'd do last year, where I was doing a live Q&A online with the Celtic Thunder fans, and we decided to write a song together. So I took the lyrics from the Celtic Thunder fans and just put a bit of music to it. So I believe it's up on the Celtic Thunder website, but it was it sounded like a nice idea at the start, but then when I was putting the music to it, I just realised how crazy the words of it were. So it was just a bit of fun, really. But a lot of people kind of have commented on it afterwards, and it seemed to go down all right. So who knows, in the future we might do it again.
I'll just read you the first line. I wish I were in Disney World now.
Yeah, I mean, when you see that and you're thinking of what to put the music to, it kind of, it sets the tone for what it was like to try and write a song around that. But, it was all a bit of fun, really, and it turned out all right.
Well, I'd like to wish you, Colm, and all the lads all the best for the tour in 2014. And we're all very happy to see you back again on the road in performance. So, Slánta Bra, hope that the future has much in store for you and your music, Colm.
Thanks very much, Paul. Really appreciate it.
God bless tonight.
God bless. Cheers. Thank you.